Why you can eat chocolate every single day. Hey there, I'm Erin Becker. I'm a wellness coach, and I'm about to give you the real scoop on healthy chocolate. So here's your warning. If you don't like chocolate and you don't care if you could eat it every day, then thanks for stopping by. But if you're like me and you like chocolate and you would like to eat it every single day, then stick around for a few minutes because what I'm about to share with you just might blow your chocolate loving mind. So let's get started. Let's think about chocolate for a moment. What do we think of when we think of chocolate? All the good things, right? It's delicious. We've heard that it's an aphrodisiac. It's heart healthy. It's good for our skin. But chances are you might also think some negative things as well, like it's a guilty pleasure, or there's lots of sugar, chocolate might make me fat, or it gives me pimples. And I was the same way. I thought all of these negative things about chocolate for a long time, the worst of which was guilt. It was just awful to feel the guilt of eating chocolate. You loved it so much, it was so delicious, and it didn't really matter if you felt guilty, we just ate it anyway. So if you're like me, and we agree on this, then no matter what we think, you and I, we know that chocolate's a necessity. What if we could actually get all the healthy benefits from chocolate without all the negative stuff? Wouldn't that be awesome? Like, could we really eat chocolate every day without the guilt and know it was actually good for us? When I was first introduced to meditation chocolate, I certainly wanted to know all about this, and I certainly wanted to try it. I was skeptical. I mean, I'm a wellness coach. Can I really tell people to eat chocolate every day and know without a doubt that it was going to be good for them? And meditation, I mean, I was meditating at the time, but let's face it, it's usually I don't know if I really have time for that, or I tried it and it just felt overwhelming, or I just don't feel good at meditating. So it drops to the bottom of the list. But chocolate? To meditate, this sounded too good to be true. And it was good for you? Come on. So rest assured, I'm not one to share something with others that I haven't tried myself. I tried all the chocolates. Once, twice, many more times than that. But seriously, who doesn't have time for chocolate? But not all chocolate is created equal. There are some really clear choices we can make that will really make a difference in our chocolate experience and can allow us to actually gain all the benefits of chocolate without the guilt. A good quality chocolate can nurture our body and mind and make it possible to eat chocolate every day without guilt, and even be a way to love ourselves and support our wellness. So let's talk about chocolate for a moment. Originally, chocolate came from South America and was reserved for the royalty. It was food of the gods. Then, once it was introduced into Europe, they added milk and sugar, and it became the dessert as we know it today. Cacao grows on a tree, and the cacao beans are made of two things. They're made of cacao mass and cacao butter. The combination of these two things is the percentage that you see on labels. So a 75-25. It's 75% cacao and 25% cacao butter. Now we've heard that dark chocolate is good for us, right? But there's a little bit more to it than that. There's 4 things that we need to consider when we're looking for healthy, guilt-free chocolate. The first thing we're going to talk about is sugar. If you go to the grocery store and pick up your standard grocery store candy bar and look at the label, what you'll find is the number 1 ingredient is sugar. If we're looking for a healthy chocolate, the number 1 ingredient should be chocolate. And sugar, of course, is very processed in the world that we live in now and is generally GMO. And I'm not going to go into the dangers of that here, but go ahead and DuckDuckGo or Google the dangers of GMO, and I'll let you discover that on your own if you haven't already. But if this is not labeled as an organic sugar or cane sugar, then it's a highly processed, probably beet sugar, and almost all the beets in the United States are GMO because it's a cheap way to get sugar. So that's the first thing we're going to look at when we're looking for a healthy chocolate. What's the number 1 ingredient? Is it chocolate or is it sugar? The second thing, since we're already talking about GMOs, is soy. Look at any food label in the grocery store. Anything that's been processed will likely have soy in it. And soy, again, in the world that we live in, is almost all GMO soy. And it certainly will be in your grocery store chocolate and any other processed foods that you find on the grocery store shelf. Third, we're going to talk about dairy. Now, dairy has its time and place, but in this case, when the milk is combined with the cacao, it actually blocks our body's ability to absorb the antioxidants that are in the chocolate that give us health benefits. If it's going to be a healthy chocolate, it can't have any milk in it. I know what you're thinking. No milk means it's going to be like baker's chocolate, and if you don't like dark chocolate, you think right now that you might not like it, but just hold on. Just stay with me here, because real healthy chocolate that you can eat without guilt will have cacao butter. Remember earlier we talked about the two things that were in the cacao beans? It's cacao butter that gives it that smooth, soft, buttery, and delicious texture and flavor. And the cacao butter is packed with all kinds of health benefits. And when you have the cacao butter, you don't need all of the sugar and the dairy and the soy. But what grocery store chocolate bars will not have is cacao butter. And the reason the grocery store chocolate doesn't have cacao butter is because it's much more lucrative to sell the cacao butter to the cosmetic industry. The cosmetic industry knows very well what's in the cacao butter, and they will pay good money for it, and then the chocolate company can use a cheap filler like processed sugar, milk, and soy to recreate the texture. So when they process your chocolate, they're processing the chocolate to take the cacao butter out, and usually they're processing with a substance called alkali. And when they use alkali to process the chocolate, it kills most of the antioxidants that are in the chocolate. And that's the good stuff. That's what gives you the health benefits from chocolate, are the antioxidants. But when it's processed and all of those are eliminated, you're left with a candy bar that is full of sugar and not healthy for you. And now I know you're still thinking, I don't know, what if I don't like dark chocolate? It's okay. Remember, cacao butter is the key ingredient to that smooth, creamy, delicious, healthy, and guilt-free chocolate. One of my favorite flavors to go with is this Way Relaxed. It's a creamy, pure dark chocolate, and it's only 68% cacao. So it has a lot of cacao butter that still gives you that rich, creamy texture and flavor that you might be used to. So there's 4 things to consider when we're looking for healthy, guilt-free chocolate. We want to look for an organic label because that means it's non-GMO. We want to look for soy-free and dairy-free. And as healthy as chocolate can be for us under those circumstances where it's organic, soy-free, and dairy-free, it can be just as healthy for us mentally and emotionally. One of the reasons that I absolutely love the Way of chocolate is because it includes Lotus Way flower essences in each piece of chocolate. Flowers have been known for centuries to help support and balance us mentally. So I'll give you an example here. Imagine for a moment a big bouquet of roses in front of you. There's a certain way that you feel. Just take a moment and recognize how you feel just imagining that big bouquet of roses. And then think for a moment that there was a big bouquet of daisies in front of you. They invoke a different feel, not just because of the scent or the color, but the essence of each of these flowers is unique. This means that when it's added to the chocolate can help provide an experience that nurtures both the body and the mind. So you really can have chocolate every day without guilt and use it as a way to truly love yourself. Now, if you're the kind that wants hard proof, I know that that's important. There is certainly plenty to be had. In 2010, Harvard did a study that showed having 5 pieces of chocolate a week can decrease heart disease by 57%. In the same year, the European Heart Journal produced a study that showed eating dark chocolate on a regular basis cuts the risk of stroke by 48%. And a Spanish study in 2011 linked cacao without milk with reduced inflammation. So here's the recap, guys. Quality chocolate is good for you. And when you have quality chocolate, you can eat chocolate every day without guilt. Make sure you're looking at your labels for anything that might be GMO, soy, or dairy. Quality chocolate should, number one, be made with chocolate, be organic so it's non-GMO, soy-free, and dairy-free. You can have a chocolate experience that nurtures both your body and mind. You can have chocolate every day without guilt, and you can use it as a way to truly love yourself. Put it in your mouth and let your body heat just melt the chocolate. Give yourself a break. Just a couple of minutes to allow and to experience a steadiness, peace, and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day. I know what you're thinking now. I love chocolate, but I don't know about this meditation thing. It's all right, I got you. Below this video, there's a link to sign up for a free 5-day chocolate meditation where I will walk you through a 10-minute meditation every single day using a different flavor of whey chocolate. A few minutes is all it takes to just let the chocolate melt in your mouth. Give yourself permission to take the break, to be present in the moment. I'm so grateful you spent this time with me. I know you're busy and you could be doing a lot of other things, and I appreciate that you spent this time to learn about chocolate with me. I hope this information has inspired you to have a chocolate experience that nurtures both your body and mind, where you can have chocolate every day without guilt and use it as a way to truly love yourself and support your wellness. You can do so by clicking my link below to order your very own meditation chocolate. And if you know someone else who could use a little love and chocolate, tag them on this video so they can get their free 5 days of chocolate meditation too. And if this has blessed your beautiful soul, please make sure to click the like button. To find out more about Erin Becker and to get your very own meditation chocolate, visit us at www.erinbecker.net/chocolate.